Hi, in this video I will discuss the GRE exam structure and its nature in detail. So GRE is Graduate Record Examination and it is divided in three main sections. As you can see to the left hand side of this window, first is Analytical Writings Assessment, which is commonly known as AWA. It has issue. You have to type your response in 30 minutes, scored out of 6 bands. 4 plus bands out of 6 is a good score. Here, student is required to take care of the content. Language should be mature, and how well the student is able to manage logically express the ideas and conclude it. Your score is largely depending on these four things. That's AW. Second section is verbal reasoning. Verbal reasoning is divided in two subsections. First one is 12 questions and you have 18 minutes to answer it. Second section is consisting 15 questions. You have 23 minutes to answer it. Scale score of verbal section is 130 to 170. Both the section will consist text completion, sentence equivalence, and reading comprehension question types. The third one is quantitative reasoning. It is also divided in two subsections. First one is 12 questions and you have 21 minutes to answer it. Second is of 15 questions. You got 26 minutes to answer it. Scale score is again same, 130 to 170. Question type is MCQ. Multiple choice question, 5 options. One choice you need to select, which is the most appropriate one for that question. Multiple answer selection. You have more than 5 answer options and you have more than 2 possible answers for that particular question. Select all the correct choices and you will get points. Third one is numeric entry question. No option is given. Whatever answer you have to type it in the grid below the question. Then data interpretation, graph, chart, table, combination of all three, followed by at least 2 or 3 questions, but not more than 3. Then you have data comparison question. One statement is given, two quantities are given, quantity A, quantity B. If A is greater than B, you have to select A, otherwise B. If both are equal, then select C. If comparison is not possible, then D. So these 5 question types you will have to experience in both the sections of mathematics. So this is the basic structure of GRE test. Your performance in verbal reasoning and quantitative reasoning will decide your score out of 340. A good score is anything more than 310. Now, this is the basic structure of the exam. You will come to know what score you have out of 340 just after the exam. But official scorecard will come after 10 days of your date of examination. And this particular score is valid for 5 years. This is the structure of the exam. Now let's understand the nature of the test. First, this exam is computer adaptive test. It is computer delivered test, but computer adaptive test. That means the first section of each, verbal reasoning and quantitative reasoning, will be of medium difficulty level. Now, in that medium difficulty level, if student has performed really well, then the next section will be of hard difficulty level. Here, the student is locking himself in the higher score range. Let's say the score range is 162 to 168. Even if the student is not able to perform really well the way he did in the medium difficulty level section, the minimum score that the student can achieve is 162. Maximum can be full score or close to 168. If in this particular section the student has performed moderately well, then the next section is of medium difficulty level, and so he'll find himself in the medium score range. And if the student has not performed really well in the first section, then the next section will be easier. Score range will be 150 to 155. So even if you correct everything in the easier section, your score will not be more than 155. This is the most important feature of the GRE test, and which is providing level playing ground to all the students. Number two, on screen standard calculator is available for your mathematics section. Three is scanning and skipping is allowed. You can scan the questions in particular section. You can skip if you don't know the answer for that moment. You can do back and forth as many times as you want during the section allotted time. Once the section expires, the response will be automatically submitted. Now you don't have an opportunity to revisit that section again. Number four, guessing is allowed. And five, there is no negative marking if the answer is wrong. But mind well, if the answer is wrong, then you're compromising with the difficulty level of the questions for next section, and eventually your score will be accordingly lesser if incorrects are more. So this is the exam nature. There are three important skills for GRE. It has very little to do with your subject specific knowledge. Exam specific skills are most important, and the comprehensive course that we have designed for your online coaching for GRE exam is covering all these three skills. First is your reading ability. Second is your reasoning ability. Third is your time management. And accuracy. So reading ability is if you have to read the question many times and then you understand what to do. That means you're not keen with your reading. You have to first improve that. Second, once you read the question, the entire mapping of the question should be very, very clear in your first reading itself in your head. And then you have to decide the proper reason to get the right answer. So it is basically, we generally teach unconventional way of answering the question over here, and which will enable students to answer the question, really less time. You know, it saves time and space both. So basically, we teach optimal way of answering the question. That is most crucial to score well in the exam. And third, time management and accuracy. Students' individual decision of not spending time on one question and spending little time in getting the right answer on other question are very crucial in scoring well in the exam. So if you don't focus on this part, if you don't practice from the software, the tests that we provide, uh, advanced math workshops, math skills, papers, and many other things that we do with the enrolled students. If you don't participate in that, despite you prepare for GRE tests for 6 months, you will definitely be intimidated by the exam because you have not worked on this part. You've just practiced from various sources without taking care of time and accuracy. That will be result into a disastrous score, and unable to developing these three skills will result in writing the GRE test again and again. So please Don't risk your studies and enroll with us after experiencing the demo with the experienced faculty that we have at EEC.